Gabriel Medina has yet to surf in today's action. Round 3 underway. And again, there's one matchup I think that's going to be a highlight of this round. Mick Fanning up against Kelly Slater.
Can't wait for that clash, but a couple of big heats to get through before we get there. This one included. Medina has so much variation in his backhand approach. A little bit of a light breeze, it feels like it has come up in recent times. I like that. 26.5 minutes to go and no waves just yet. But Medina having a look at this insider. Let's see what he can do.
Well, what is this?
Not going to generate much of a score out of that, but
no.
He gets himself down the line.
It feels like it's a positioning thing.
Well, Frederico is up, took off really deep here and racing down the line, has some speed, and he actually concedes, so Medina gets that priority. So that just kind of worked out really well for Gabriel, as we see some movement at the moment, and Gabriel's going to get his first ride using priority. Let's see how high he can go with this one. Explosive on the second turn. Just transitioning, trying to get back out in front of this one, doing so well to generate speed. Even coming from behind this wave, he gets a decent finish. So it'll be a lot better than the 1.23 we saw from Morais. But he's now left out the back with a good looking set wave here. Let's see what kind of deep lines he can cut into the face of this wave. First move is solid. Long bottom turn into another whipping arc. Quick float, trying to get back up there for a couple more. Bashes the lip right in front of Gabriel. Tags it one more time. Still rolling through the inside. Tweaking on that tail. And the whole beginning of this heat has just panned out beautifully for the surfer from Portugal.
Wow. That wave kept on giving all the way through the inside. Wasn't that easy to surf. You know, his style with that glacier conditions definitely was better for him to do those arcs on the face. That wave didn't allow it. This was nice from Gabriel, though. You see how he got that rhythm? Pumps there, accelerates off the bottom. Float, float, kind of combo. Again, more of the transition move. And then there, hammers it. Smaller wave, but he did pack in the moves as well.
Almost half the size, you'd have to say, as we see the replay now of Fred's wave.
And it was interesting because when Gabriel took off on that wave, you saw this wave kind of sitting out the back, and he pulled the trigger. So there, somehow was able to climb back up the lip. You see his fins almost disengage, but he kept it together and then gets around the corner, and this wave still, usually it closes out at this point, but this one kept on giving. Really difficult to ride right there with all that bump and chop in the face, though. But now that I watch what happened out on the outside, I would say that outside section definitely capitalized. I mean, look, much bigger wave. This is where that variety was, gave him that ability. A little cleaner on the face out in the outside section. Once again, the two big open snaps, which we've seen his forte right here. Skipping, somehow keeps it together. Knew that he had to get up on the lip to project down the line, and actually got a maneuver in that transition, which is...
It could be something a little further down the line. You never know that. But Gabriel Medina's looking at an absolute smoker here, boys. Watch out.
And despite the fact he took off on a mediocre wave before, he looked fast and he looked explosive, and now he's on a better wave and already letting go of a huge backhand snap to kick this one off. Rolling through to the inside. A beautiful projection float to get back out in front of it, and he unloads a monster hit.
Ooh.
Can't get back up there for the finish, but I don't think it'll matter. A big combo there, Pete. Mix things up pretty nicely and surfing with a ton of speed. Kind of disagree. I think
Really?
It should definitely be up there with the 877. Have a look at the power in these next couple of hits. Not that one. This thing. After this, he's carrying so much speed into this turn.
That was pretty solid. I will give it that. But the finish with the fall, I think that'll affect it. I don't see it going quite as high, but I mean, if you check out, I love the rhythm that he carries on his backhand. He has this like effect of just all of a sudden he gets into this mode of connection just with the lip.
That might be what keeps this score a little lower. Just that second turn didn't have the big impact.
But there's that one. He comes around. This is the one that's connection. Again, with the ruffles on the lip, it's really hard to really get the water flying off the rail. It's more about connection with the lip. And we take a look as a comparison here. Similar size waves. You know, and that car has scored so well for Frederico. You know, right there was the only little stumble that I saw on this wave, and then it got a little bit repetitive here. But I still feel like this wave's going to be a little stronger.
Yeah, you were right. Pete Mel on the money. I just loved how committed Gabriel is to those bigger turns. I think it's just a little bit more inverted and a bit more vertical in his approach compared to Frederico, who, as you said, has been scoring really well with those rail turns. Not a lot of time left. And he's going to have a crack at this one. Not a huge wave, so he's going to have to really dig in. Couple of solid hits out into the pocket, slicing away, putting everything he has into this medium-sized set. Only needs a 4.8 out the back. Medina trying to better a 6. And he is loading up. He's going to take to the air. Throws that backhand air reverse. Trying to hang on to it. Bouncing around in the foam. And he won't get the completion.
And he's not giving up. Again, it is a significantly smaller wave, but he did surf it very well. You know, this turn here felt a little hurried because he wanted to get to this final section in time. But that was enough.
With a 13th. It's been a tough Aussie leg for Medina. But you know what? He's probably going to be in a better position leaving Australia than he was last year, because he does have that semi-final finish from the Gold Coast last year. He took a couple of 13ths and a 9th. And Medina tried to go to the air, almost stuck that air reverse.
Well, we saw he did that similar move at Pipeline, where he crawled back up to beat Mick Fanning and take the world title away from Mick. He literally crawled back up onto a surfboard.
I'll tell you what, since then, it seems like the judges have been crueling those layback recoveries in the foam. So even if he rode out of that move, I don't think he would have got the score that he needed. But what a performance from Frederico Morais.